Hello and welcome and happy new year to you all. Yes, that is a new Deadpool figure that I got given for Christmas thanks to J Toy Collections UK. Got some other figures that I'll show you and what has been changed with regards to the Marvel or superhero display, shall we say, which is now what we're calling it now. I think this is part number 6. Today is January the 1st, so hopefully you have had a good new year, what would have been yesterday, even though this is now a week on from there. And if you've got any new Lego sets on January the 1st or the 2nd, then obviously please let me know in the comments below and let everybody else know. And you guys and girls can start speaking about what the new minifigures are like and everything else. Now, all going well, this will be uploaded in about 6 or 7 days from today, which means we will all know better what stock's out, where you can get the stock from, toy shops, prices, and so on and so forth, because obviously it fluctuates to start with. But what I need your help with to start with, this is going to be one of those videos, is what new sets from 2023 would work within this display. Now, I've got 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. One is the new gaming truck. That's a nice looking thing, but we'll get over to the reason why about the gaming truck sooner rather than later. The new slushy vehicle, because we have got the ice cream, the city pizza, and the fresh little carrot. So I've got four of those vehicles, well, 3 of those vehicles. That would make it the 4th one, so I think that would be a nice fit. And obviously the new modular, because of what we're doing within here. Now, if you are new and you're wondering what I'm going on about, first thing first, welcome to the channel. This is upload number 6. This was completely split, so we had like a little section for a theme park, a little section for a city, and so on and so forth. That now has all been completely merged into one big theme park. So what we are doing is what we did in the last update is with the Jurassic Park gates. You can see there's the little minifigure being chomped, and this is all going to be a queue line, and the queue line using these gates will go to this coaster. That works absolutely fine. Now, in the last one, I managed not to drop the upside down Strange Things house, so we have got a haunted section. There will be a couple of other things to be added in there. One of those things did come out in the 2022, so again, if you can think of things that would work that I have not got, let me know, because there is the new little haunted house from Disney, which comes with a figure. That's what, like 28 or 30 quid or something like that. You can get it from Disney, and you can get it from the official Lego store as well. That is a nice looking little thing. What do I do with this thing as well? Now, there's options with regards to, do I board it over, make it derelict, and have it as sort of the haunted bit? Because how the roads are, once they're all in, there will be a pathway going through, and we've got that little one there as well. So that is like a corner that will need to be sorted out and put in properly before it all gets pulled out, because this will be the next thing, before it all gets pulled out, to either, it's going to be painful, paint all the walls or redo the wallpaper. What colours do I do it in? Now, again, ideas have come about from a fair few people in the comments, and a lot of people have been sending me DMs on Instagram. I don't really tend to use Instagram that much, but I am still active with regards to messaging people back. Now, a lot of people have said they quite like the idea of having a sky up at the top. Now, that was done before the Ninjago bit was put in, but this triangle up at the top, do I put it as just a sky? Because I can just repaint some of the wall white and then potentially repaint it blue. If not, because the damp and what it's like in the UK attics, because it's not been converted, it's just had the boards put up, and you can see you've got the little vent holes up at the top there just to try and stop it from getting too damp. It's very, very cold in the winter, very, very hot in the summer. You know, it is what it is. But if I can't get it painted, do I try and get some sort of wallpaper to match with regards to the shelf? Do I paint that shelf? That is going to be Ninjago, because that just looks really, really nice. I don't really think there's anything else to add to that unless they release another big set. I just need to finish off the boat and actually repair the garden and repair the docks, because I might have dropped it in the last video, but we won't worry about that too much. So the Jurassic Park bit, as it is, will be where it is. Now, I know some of you might be amazing and you might have tried to see all the update videos that a lot of people are releasing with regards to what might be coming out when. Now, apparently, I've seen it as well, there might be a new Jurassic Park set coming out at about 180 to 220 price point, I think. Hopefully, that is from the original film, and it is the big convention centre that he has at the start. That would be amazing. I could make that fit in there, absolutely no problem, because we have just got the waterfall in there as well. But for now, we are worrying about the sets that are here and now, that are available from 2022 to 2023. And it will just be chopped and changed as and when the new sets come out. Now, with regards to the city strip, because of the new modular, I don't think the new modular will go in this strip. I think this strip will just stay as it is. The Ghostbuster bit, I was thinking of maybe putting the Ghostbuster from that side over to the left, but then I thought, well, actually it might be lost, because it kind of makes sense that you've got the haunted section, and then we'll just have the Ghostbuster car going left and going into that area. And I've obviously got all the minifigures up at the top, so they can be there sort of battling around and doing whatever. Now, the reason why I can get away with the Ghostbuster Firehouse being part of the theme park is because that is a like-for-like ride in Dubai. I know I repeat myself in some videos, but obviously there'll be new people coming, hopefully, all the time. So I just want to try and keep everybody up to date with that. Now, next thing, that park, that works there as it is for now, beside the Ghostbuster Firehouse, but there is potential to move it over to the green table at the back, because that was where Ninjago was, and that will be where, not only does it need a colour of some sort and to be painted of something at the back, so that all needs to be pulled out and redone. The big blue loop roller coaster will 100% be going on that, but it fits like a glove. I've measured it all up and it will work perfectly with our superhero section. So you've got the Marvel and DC bits and pieces, which will lead me on to where we're going in a second. So with regards to sticking with the new coaster and the Marvel DC section, changes have been made. In the last update, that was here, that was there, and other stuff was elsewhere. Now, I have had a good chit chat with Mr. Saturday Ave and a few other people as well, and I got sent something from Mr. Saturday Avenue, and it was of a new account on Instagram, and somebody put the Daily Bugle next door to the Doctor Strange set, and it looked brilliant with regards to how the alleyways are on both sides. It matches perfectly. So I thought, well, if I can with the ceiling height, and it does just fit. I mean, her head is not touching the roof. Obviously, I can tweak and twizzle that ever so slightly, but it is not there. I thought that just looks a little bit better. And it means we've got the bank on the side, and we've got the front door at the front. And when we start adding in all the vehicles and everything else, I think that will look quite nice. Now, with regards to the stuff that we'll be doing on the lives, we'll need to try and create more little bits and pieces like this. So you can think of any of the smaller sets that we can put in on these four, basically 16 by 16s or one big 32. That would be what we're going to do. Now, I put this down to remind me, do we have the illusion pieces just randomly instead of a row place, and then we'll have this happy chappy just there, and do we just then have all of his illusion things dotted around, or would that now not work? Because don't forget, it is a big theme park. Now, with regards to that theme park, you have got the Joker Manor in the corner. Big Joker Manor, I think that looks really, really smart, and I have added in the Batman vehicle underneath that bridge, so it does mean that we can do some bits and pieces on top, and we have got all of this space, what will be for Jokerland. Now, it sounds simple enough, but it is actually called Jokerland, and they have, I think it's Harley Quinn, they have got Ivy, and a couple of the others, and they've all got their own ride, and it goes with the Joker Manor, and it's all the same colours. Well, that just makes perfect sense. So it means that we can have all the Marvel stuff at the front, and then the DC stuff over this side. Well, obviously, you've got the cinema, you've got the police station, and then we'll figure out what we're going to put in that corner. That might be the Hotel Boutique or something along those lines. Joker into Jokerland, so that section's all to do with just basically Joker and Batman. That'll just be that whole section for that part of the table. I think that just works and makes sense. And then that leads us on to this big table where we will have the big loop blue roller coaster, and then we need to put an entrance in. Now, again, Jay's Toy Collection, he's very, very good at coming up with all sorts of different ideas, and he's encyclopedia of knowledge with regards to this stuff is nuts. But he did come up with a good idea, again, from time to time, with regards to trying to make either a park map, adding in park signage, so you can get custom signs where you obviously can direct things going from one to another. I think that's a must once all the bits and pieces are in. But he then did say, why don't you try and paint or build your logo? So I thought, well, maybe we'd be able to take it one step further and actually make the entrance out of the 3-brick logo, and the bottom brick has the doorway cut in across the bottom. And then that might work, and we can have it on the edge of the table just here where the Harry Potter bit is, and obviously all this mess still needs to be sided up. And then we've got the entrance, we come in, and then you've got the big blue loop roller coaster, which will then leave a little bit of space for 1 or 2 more modulars, and then from there it comes into that section. So that potentially would be a very, very nice area for all the Marvel DC superhero bits and pieces, and the entrance could be there. Now, there is a list of stuff that I would like to get and add in. I'll run you through that now, and then I'll show you all these new minifigures. Now, I thought the lighthouse is really, really nice. I think a lot of people like the lighthouse, but I don't think a lot of people know what to do with it. I'm in that situation where I only want to get sets that I can add in to the theme park. I've been currently putting together all the new Orlando footage, and the Islands of Adventure's entrance is port of entry, and their actual Islands of Adventure sign is a lighthouse. So I could potentially do something like that, or I put the lighthouse with the fish, this one. So we took the bait shop, but then if I do that, it then means that it'll eat into another table. Now with regards to these tables, I have a full table and a half worth of space. Do I put a gaming table in? If I put a gaming table in, that I have already got the Sonic the Hedgehog set here, which again, it's filthy, but it can just be cleaned. We've got the Sonic the Hedgehog minifigure. Do I try and get some really nice, bright, vibrant sets and just add that to this very end table? Because this end table will be the last one to be done. I only have that one set, which will then allow all the others to go into a sale. But I was thinking maybe the Nintendo cube, the yellow cube, because obviously it pops open and it has all the different bits on top. You could add that in. We could add in a ride, and then maybe the big Bowser. That could go at the front, a bit like the Jurassic Park gate, and then that would be the entrance to that section. And then we could add in much smaller sort of fairground rides. So it's almost like pay to plays. So for example, where you have all these little ticket booths dotted around, because there's a few of these, and I wasn't 100% sure what to do with them, because obviously if you pay your ticket for a theme park, you usually just pay for that. But all of these little rides here all come with a ticket booth. Now, you're not going to pay to go on that when you've already paid for your entry, but you do pay to play for your balloons, obviously your food, but all of the little games where you win teddy bears and things like that. So could I put those smaller things with the game stuff, and it just looks like it's that sort of pay to play area? They were very, very popular at the Legoland parks, not so much now. They were very, very popular at Dollywood. They had a whole fun fair section. That's a key word that I'm after. They had a big fun fair area, massive on the map. That video is available in the Dollywood playlist if you want to have a look at that. So that potentially, is that going to be a table? Do we leave that free for that, and then we just add in all of those minifigures? You're deciding. You got to let me know. Do we leave space for some Indiana Jones sets, and we do a George Lucas area, because obviously they've got a Star Wars land over at Disney, but instead of just doing Star Wars, do we do a George Lucas, which means we'll have the cantina with potentially some of the Indiana Jones sets, and then do we add in some of the other Disney sets and have that on that table? I don't know. This is where you guys are going to really have to help me with regards to forward thinking for those. But like I said, that is the very, very last table that we're doing. We are starting all the way over here to start with. Now, I've teased you enough. We will go straight into these figures. So I got given from J Toy Collections UK and his better half one of these, which is going to get absolutely devoured this evening. I am very looking forward to that. So very grateful to you both for that. And some custom minifigures. Now, it's top secret where they came from, but I hope to be able to be let in on the know, and then I want to get a lot more, because we can just fill this area, ram it full of loads and loads of superhero figures. We can come up with loads of different displays, and then hopefully we might be able to put loads of people's sig figs in here and have this as a very street level good bit of fun, because this area obviously we could do a lot of displays with, whereas the Jurassic Park bit, it's just basically going to be queue lines and just good for photos. Whereas this, because it's got the road bits out the front, it does mean we can add a load of minifigures in. Now, minifigures. Talking of minifigures, check this out. How cool does this Deadpool look? Now, it is all custom. I absolutely love the blue. It's got his weapons and everything on the back. If I plonk you down just there and put you here, you can see his head. He's got all of the bits and pieces with regards to his mutation on his face, and the print on the back. If I pop his noggin off, and they're very, very sturdy figures. They stand up very, very well. If I pop his swords and things off and you have a look at the back, you can just see how good the print is on the back as well. And if you compare that, to example, to the cap, it is basically like for like with regards to print quality. So whoever designed these, well done. They are absolutely amazing. And you can see you've got the Deadpool logo on the front. Hopefully it's coming through clearly enough, because I am looking at it through a really tiny small GoPro screen, so it's quite hard for me to see, but I'm sure it'll be coming through clear enough. Right, we will plonk his noggin back on and I will show you a couple of the others. So if we get this one back down, so this is now suddenly turned into a new figure review as I'm sorting out Deadpool's noggin. Obviously, with it being January the 1st, all the new minifigures came out. If you picked up any of the minifigures, obviously please do let me know, and let me know what your favourite one is with regards to the new series that has come out. And I want to get some of the T-Rex Jurassic Park figures to go in the display. Now, next figure, Deadpool. We can move over to the side. His legs are really, really stiff, which is always good. Look at the size of this chap. In the comments below, if you know his name, we'll play the game. So, Deadpool's the first one. I won't give away any of the names, but can you name these minifigures? And do you know what they are? But look at the size of that. It's got the Avatar style legs on, so he's a lot taller. And again, the print is very, very good. It's a really nice purple. And plonk his head off, and you can see just got a little basic thing for his face, because this will be staying on. So you can see, nice and simple, plonk him on, and job is a good one. But he's a nice, really nice looking figure. Print is really, really smart as well, and you can just see how tall he is. But it's a pretty cool looking thing, and his thing, I'm not going to give it away, is pretty cool as well. So again, some nice figures on that, but we'll line them all up in a second and we'll have a good look at them. Now, next one. Do we know who this chappie is? It does come with weapon, which is really cool, but this, do we know who he's supposed to be, and can you see him? So again, torso print, really cool. It does mean now I'm going to have to get the whole squad. So thank you very much, Jay. I'm going to have to try and pick up all of them and somehow see if they do a shark. How am I ever going to find that? I don't know. But again, if we plonk you down, plonk his head off. Nice, real nice print all over. I will try and get maybe like a twirly stand and just have it set up in a slightly different place, just to make it a little bit easier. But you get the idea of what I'm trying to achieve on this one. Right, next fig. Who is this chappie supposed to be? And he looks good as well. What I should have done, I thought about it. I could have put him on 3 boxes, and then I wouldn't have had to keep picking him up, would I? There we go. Forward thinking. Right, check that out. So you've got good detail in his face as well. And the suit is really nice. So you've got really nice detail on that. I'm a massive fan of all of these minifigures, to be honest. So they will work really well. And as you are trying to guess and name all these figures, where am I going to put them in this display that we've got going on over here? Now, this one should be obvious enough. Got a really cool lumberjack axe as well. Look at the hairpiece. So this will go straight into the horror section, which I've got with Freddy, Jason, and a few of the other classic minifigures as well. But his face is absolutely brilliant. So if I get that out of the way, just so you can actually see the detail on him. Hopefully it's focusing up all right. The colour on his boots and everything are really smart. You can see his trousers. It's a really nice looking fig, that. So again, I think it looks really smart. So that is the Magic 5. So there's 5 fantastic minifigures dotted in there. But the question is where do they go? This one's obviously easy enough, so we can take him off and he can come over to here. So he's not going to get mixed up and lost. So he can stay there, and I will hunt down all of the other horror figures, and then they can obviously go there. Now we've got 4 very good figs. I have done something different on the one, and he's actually stayed there for a while, so I can use these studs to actually have the figures coming off. And I got that idea because on the new Doctor Strange set, it actually has the hole inserts that these came with the little stands from the DC CMF bags, I do believe, which I do have them somewhere. So it means I can fill that building up and we can have loads of these battling on the side of the Doctor Strange building, because it comes with these sort of pinholes that you have on the side just there on the Ghostbuster Firehouse. And yes, we'll pretend you didn't hear that, I have just kicked over a pab cup. Brilliant. But yeah, so we've got loads of bits and pieces that we can do on that. It's just very much a case of where do these go. Jay wanted that one high, but I'm not too sure how high can we get him. So he won't fit up at the top. It's a shame, because if you would stand there, that would be pretty cool, because you could just be overlooking everything. Might put a piece on top of that and you could stand right on top of the building, maybe overlooking absolutely everything, because he does need some height. So we can plonk him down on a roof. And then again, we've got Mr. Poole. He can go somewhere. We'll make him, well, I guess he'll have to go with the Wolverine up at the top, and we can have some banter going on with that. So that is all to come. All of this will be done on the lives. We'll make all the displays and everything up. We'll add all the minifigures in and everything else like that. Fingers crossed I'll be able to get a load of minifigures for this sooner rather than later, which would be really, really nice to do and really, really nice to add in. So with regards to this area, I think we need the Doctor Strange set. We've been saying that for a while. Now, the reason why I haven't got that at the moment is because I've only just recently found this out. The Doctor Strange set has gone into multiple shops in the UK, which apparently doesn't happen over in the States, or this set hasn't yet. So there's now a battle price war going on. So it's in 4 different places, including the Lego store, and there's 4 different prices, and it ranges from the cheapest is £171 up to £214, and obviously the other shops will just battle away and it'll get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So I'll just wait and sit on that. The roller coaster, I was thinking I'll pick that up because I have got a gift card for the Lego shop, because I took some sets back last week and I waited for the giveaway purchase before I got anything. And now it's obviously the giveaway purchase is the new classic space, which it doesn't really mean too much to me. But that roller coaster has now just come out at Smith's. So hopefully by the time, like I said at the very start of this upload, now it's been 7 days, all of us would know a better understanding of what is where. Now, because that roller coaster is now at Smith's, that means that's going to go into a sale at some point. So do I wait for that to drop? So that leaves the 2 modulars that I don't have, which are available currently, which is the new one that obviously came out technically today, and the one that came out this time last year. I guess it would make sense getting the new modular with the gift card that I've got and my VIP points, because it won't actually cost me anything. That'll be a complete free set. So I could just get that and then not worry about it, and then we can figure out where we're going to add, because I think it makes sense me doing that rather than getting the Doctor Strange set, because I would just be, even though it's free, I'd be losing out on saving money. That makes sense. It's a bit weird and wonderful and all backwards, but that is how that will work. But I need ideas with regards to what can we do with the new figures, what other figures should we try and get, how can we do it with regards to using them. Like we had the Hulk, for example, and he was standing on a figure, and then we've got all these sort of images and things that we can do. What do we do within this section? What other smaller sets can you guys and girls think of? Now, I do believe there might be another UFO truck that came out last year. I might have slept on that. So if that is the case, that might be a really nice and easy thing just to, say, for example, put just up at the top here, and we could just have that pulled up. And I think it's got a little track that goes around the outside of it. They've got a few of those little ones. I am missing the UFO set, so do I try and backtrace that? But I think I'm not missing too many of them. I'm missing the big Ferris wheel, but I've got the smaller one anyway, so that's not too much of a problem. But yeah, going back to it, table and a half worth of space. It is what it is. What do we do with that? I need your ideas, your comments, everything. What do we do with that? What do we do with regards to the paint? Does it all match? Is it all different? If I can't paint it, I have to wallpaper it. Obviously, all of that will need to be done before the sets get tiled. Like, I put this down just as a rough idea, but I'm not going to tile everything and clip it all together if I need to get to the back, because it's all going to have to be pulled up. I've literally just done what I can to make as much space as possible, basically for the 2023 sets, just to see what is going to be coming out and what is, you know, what's currently available and what we can add. So that is where we are at with regards to the bit on the outside. It all goes down to what you think. I think since I changed the lighting, it's much better, but it just needs a lot of TLC around the outside. And again, it's stuff that I could do potentially in a live rather than doing it like this, and you guys can just take the mic as we go around, and we can just bounce ideas about. In case you think I've neglected the Harry Potter set, I have, but I have got an idea. So that leads me to the last thing. This is going to be a Legoland Miniland, because I think it's important. Obviously, it is a Lego-based channel, and the biggest thing that you can add into a theme park that nobody else has at a theme park is their Miniland. Now, the architecture sets scale basically perfectly with a minifigure, because it looks like the architecture sets are the Miniland sets that we would walk around and have a look at. Which does then actually mean, because the roller coaster is not going to go here, it's going to go to the back, there is space for the Eiffel Tower set. Now, that would literally be up at the top, the base at the bottom. It comes in, obviously, towards the top, so it's not going to eat into any of the space behind. And the base of that will work perfectly with regards to all of the architecture sets. Which I know a lot of people have had a nightmare trying to get it into the city, because it doesn't scale up with the city sets. But I don't want it as a minifigure scale. I want it so it's smaller, so it looks like you get it. But the Harry Potter castle and diagonal alley would fit behind. So where that black towel is, behind that table, underneath, I think if I got two Kallax, knock the Kallax onto its side, pull these tables out and put those in, it would then mean I could have the full Harry Potter castle with diagonal alley behind it, have it lit, and it's hidden underneath that table, so it steps and steps back up. That is an idea. It's the only place I can put it. If not, if you guys don't want it there and you want it out on display, it will go onto this table, and then this means we won't have anything new. So we don't do a game zone, or we don't do a George Lucas area, or we don't do something like that. So start typing away and let me know all of these ideas and things that you have got, because there were some brilliant ideas before, and then obviously now we're back to this update and this upload. Want to try and put as many rides and things as possible in each zone. Obviously, we've got to try and connect all the zones together, but you can see what we've done with the Jurassic Park. That links straight into the horror. It doesn't always need big units like that for them to walk through and walk in. You could quite easily walk down the main street, and then you just go straight into that sort of disease corner, because I'll just put it in with all the minifigures, all the horror characters and everything like that. Ninjago, that just might be its own city. That might just be a city above a theme park. I think that might be the easiest way of getting around with that. Like I said, I don't think there's any of the sets that will go with that currently. The boat works well with that. If they do release another base plate and a half like they did with the dock, because they released the city and then the dock the following year. We've got the gardens. If they release something with that, that can then just go the other side. I can't put them together how they were, because it would hit the roof. That's all in the last video and last update. But I think that is basically everything. I'm sure I'm going to watch this back and be like, yeah, I forgot to mention this, this and this. But update with regards to that's going to be our Miniland. That's going to be the roller coaster. We're going to have got loads of nice figures to add in and do loads of displays in with that. I think the new hotel will go there. The new modular that came out today would go there. And obviously the Doctor Strange set would go there. This is just an absolute mess. Now, this will all be cleared in the next day or two. I'm just going to throw all that in a container and stack it, because I need that table, because I'm going to try and do a speed build and just see what that looks like with regards to the lighting and everything in here, because I can do the speed bits on that. Jurassic Park's not going to change too much from now. One idea I was thinking for the Jurassic Park was, has the ride failed? These are the people at the front of the gate telling people not to come in. So they're basically the staff. And then what goes on in there is absolute carnage and chaos. Or do we have these dotted around in the queue line like we've done with the little breakout bit here? And do we go for that sort of thing where it is actually a working, functional ride? Let me know. Which way do you want to go for it? Do you want to make it so it is actually a breakout and it's gone wrong? Or do you want to make it as just a really gruesome detailed queue line where you're not 100% sure if it has gone wrong or not? But again, that will have to be done after the stuff gets pulled off. But these are going to be weekly or fortnightly updates. And before we know it, there'll be even more sets to come out. But guys, that's it. I am done. Hopefully I've not bored you too much. get typing away, let me know absolutely everything. Massively appreciate everything and all your comments and stuff with regards to all the updates for here. Like I said at the very, very start of the video, which is probably ages ago now, hopefully you had a good new year. Hopefully this first week, I know it's a bit rough for some people, have gone okay. For everybody that's having problems over in the States with regards to the weather and things, hopefully it's all nice and smooth for you. But give me as many details and thought process into this section as you possibly can, and into what we do with this section as you possibly can. Don't forget sets that would work that have just come out now, where you get them from. Let everybody else know what prices you've seen them for as well. Help each other as people go, because there's some big sales on currently as well for lots of other sets that I don't really look at, so it sort of goes across my radar. But right, guys, that's it. So if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care. I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.